Recently, in the aftermath of a 5.6 magnitude earthquake in Turkey, residents not only were dealing with the shakes and aftershocks, but also with something more terrifying and a lot more mysterious. It wasn't on land, but high above them, a cluster of several unidentified flying objects in the night sky. And this isn't an isolated incident by any means. Throughout history, there have been numerous reports of mysterious aerial phenomena following major natural disasters. Earthquakes, tsunamis, floods. Many times, after a quote-unquote natural disaster, UAPs are soon to follow. And so what gives? Are they from this planet? Some sort of mass hallucination, perhaps, brought on by the stress of the event? Or are they something else entirely? Beings from another planet or dimension checking in on the human race? On May 22, 1960, the most powerful earthquake ever recorded on Earth struck Chile with a whopping magnitude of 9.5. Such a massive earth-shaking resulted in over 1,600 deaths, 61 of which were a direct result of the tsunami that followed soon after the quake. Home and buildings came crumbling down, leaving more than 2 million people homeless. It was devastating to say the least. This catastrophic event not only caused mass destruction and loss of life, but also led to numerous unusual reports. In the aftermath, residents across several affected towns and cities reported seeing bright orbs and structured crafts hovering in the skies. These were not isolated incidents. Over the following weeks, newspapers from Valdivia to Santiago documented similar sightings. No one knew what they were, but everybody was seeing them. Detailed accounts described the objects as spherical or disc-shaped, exhibiting flight patterns and speeds that contradicted known aircraft capabilities of the time. Fast forward 50 years to 2010. In the same area of the world when another large quake rocked Chile with a magnitude of 8.8. Not only was there a boom in UFO sightings following this event as well, but 16 people were recorded as having come forward the night before the quake with accounts of witnessing a strange orb in the night sky. A few of those who saw this said they watched it rise up out of the ocean. Some thought it was actually the moon, but then realized the moon was in another part of the night sky. On December 26, 2004, following the devastating tsunami which affected over a dozen countries and resulted in over 230,000 deaths, there was once again an abnormal spike in UFO reports from that region. In Aceh, Indonesia, where the destruction was profound, survivors recounted seeing large silvery discs overhead in the days following the disaster. Bright lights that moved fast and disappeared in an instant. Similar reports came from remote parts of Thailand, where locals described having encounters with unusually silent hovering objects emanating intense lights. Such reports were often accompanied by narratives of spiritual and mystical experiences, reflecting the deep psychological impact of the tsunami and possibly influencing collective perceptions. A sign from God, perhaps, the almighty and powerful, who watches down on us from above. And these stories of strange sightings also go back in time much further than you might expect. In ancient times, they paid much closer attention to what they meant. Often, like the people in Thailand, they saw these unexplained objects and lights as omens of impending doom, or even messages from God meant to serve as a warning that something bad was about to happen. Roman historian Julius Obsequens, borrowing from Livy's lost books, noted several instances of strange sights in the sky, including phantom ships gleaming in the sky, seen in 2014 BCE, and other prodigies that were often associated with times of imminent disasters or upheavals, such as battles or natural calamities. The Greek historian Thucydides mentioned in his work, History of the Peloponnesian War, that the Euboea was shaken by an earthquake. The people observed a fiery sign in the sky, which they interpret it as an omen. The Bible itself contains various descriptions of celestial phenomena that some modern interpreters suggest could be similar to UFO sightings. For instance, in the book of Exodus, the appearance of a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night led the Israelites through the desert following their escape from Egypt, which was itself afflicted by plagues and natural disturbances. Ancient Chinese texts frequently recorded what were called dragon sightings, alongside natural disasters like earthquakes and floods. These dragons were described as serpentine shapes moving through the sky, which modern interpretations sometimes suggest could have been unusual atmospheric phenomena, although some say UFOs. In Japan, there have been numerous reports of mysterious lights in the sky associated with earthquakes as well. So much so that these phenomena even have a name, earthquake lights, which have been documented in various historical texts. For example, during the 1855 Edo earthquake, people reported seeing ghostly flames or lights in the sky. And so all around the world, in all these different places, we see the same things happening time and time again, either before, during, or after natural disasters, yet no one knows for sure what they are exactly. And just like your regular run-of-the-mill UFO sightings, they are witnessed and recorded, but because they are so mysterious and unexplainable, they eventually lose our attention, replaced by life's day-to-day hustle and nowadays 24-hour news cycle. With the recent earthquake in Turkey, though, we now have video footage of what might be exactly what all these people throughout history have been witnessing. And it's not just from a single angle either, so hopefully we can find some answers. The recent seismic activity in Turkey was quickly followed by numerous videos and digital testimonies of strange aerial phenomena. In one detailed account, residents of Izmir described how a formation of lights appeared above the city, arranging themselves into a triangular formation before dispersing at high speeds. This event was captured on multiple devices, and the footage was widely shared online. So, what do you think when you see them? Actual crafts of some sort, or is this natural? One of the more scientifically grounded theories proposed to explain these UFO sightings around the time of natural disasters is the tectonic strain theory. Developed by Canadian ufologist Michael Persinger, it suggests that geological stresses, such as those caused by earthquakes, can generate electromagnetic fields capable of creating light phenomena in the sky. These unique lights are then perceived by some people to be UFOs. And this theory, even though it's in the sky, offers the most grounded explanation. It's natural, and in fact, it taps into what many of the world's smartest scientists have been saying for a long time, that electricity is all around us and what the universe is made up of. Nikola Tesla spent his entire career on this very concept, and his free electricity model was based on the idea that the Earth's natural electrical charge could be harnessed to generate electricity. He believed that by tapping into the planet's electrical energy, he could create a device that would provide free, unlimited energy to the entire world. So then, in the instance of natural disasters, where the Earth literally shifts, it would make sense that it would loosen up some of that electricity and send it off into the atmosphere. Another interesting theory that's a bit more terrifying, if it were in fact true, is the extraterrestrial monitoring hypothesis, which suggests that extraterrestrial beings are particularly interested in Earth's natural and environmental changes. Proponents of this idea suggest that advanced civilizations could be monitoring Earth at all times, literally be here in our oceans and in the skies, where from time to time we do catch a glimpse of them. Why they're here could be a multitude of reasons. They might be interested in studying Earth's biological and ecological processes in order to obtain resources, or they're studying us. Maybe they are even us from the future, hanging out to keep an eye on things. UFO sightings following natural disasters, according to this theory, are the result of increased alien activity or surveillance during these critical times. There's also the psychological and sociological factors at play which can't be denied, as they must play some sort of role in contributing to the higher accounts of UFO sightings after disasters. In times of high stress and confusion, human perception is much more susceptible to error. And the need for understanding and control during a crisis can lead individuals to interpret ambiguous stimuli as significant or familiar patterns, such as interpreting random lights as a structured craft. And sociologically, communities experiencing trauma may share and amplify anomalous experiences. In this sense, it brings people together during a time when everything around them, their lives, homes, and families, are falling apart, and there's comfort there. Whatever you think these lights in the sky actually are, there's no denying that something strange is happening whenever the Earth makes a violent move. For now, it looks like the answer depends on who you ask. And the opinions differ between ufologists, geologists, psychologists, and atmospheric scientists. Though I do find it very interesting that if it were as simple as a natural occurrence, if it were, in fact, electricity being let out into the atmosphere, how come we don't know that for sure? It seems like it would be fairly easy to prove that. It may be because, in the end, that would help prove the idea that Tesla and many others have been saying all along, that there is free energy to be harnessed in the earth and all around us at all times. Other than that, the only other logical explanation is that the intersection of natural disaster science, human psychology, and extraterrestrial life, perhaps all three, are the answers. And they come into play at different times and in different ways, which makes it impossible to ever know the real answer as to what's going on in our skies for sure. So there were earthquakes, floods, and the UFOs that come with them. Hope you enjoyed the episode. We have new ones coming out 3 times a week, so hit that bell so you don't miss out. Thanks so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. I'll see you soon.